jobs while trying to go to school at night to become a costume designer. Lately, she'd been making exquisite scarves and blankets with gorgeous color combinations that she had begun selling in some local boutiques. "We better hurry up," she said anxiously. "The park closes in a few minutes." "Don't worry. They're not going to lock us in," Cece said. "Besides, we're almost done anyway. Brownie, anyone?" She held out the bag. "Wouldn't you know, just when I went to the bake sale table, I ran into the executive producer of my show and his wife. They asked me a bunch of questions about the crochet group, but I think it was just a cover to see if I was going to buy any baked goods." Cece's sweet tooth was legendary, but being the host of a show made staying trim important. "I don't know what they're concerned about. The stylist I hired is a wonder," she said, laying the white paper sack with her purse. "She's a whiz at making an extra 5 pounds disappear with a long tunic." Cece's attention turned back to helping us clear up, though there wasn't much left. She absently picked up a red fuzzy scarf and started to fold it. "Watch how you're folding that," Adele said, taking it from Cece. Adele and Cece were still trying to work out who was in charge of the group. "Dear, I can handle folding a scarf," Cece said, taking it back and rolling it into a tube. "It seems to be the only one left." She checked the items still on the table. "No wonder, it's so cold." As if to punctuate her comment, she shivered. Dinah rolled her eyes. "Cold?" she said with a laugh. "Yes, cold," Cece repeated. "It is winter." For once, everybody was buying scarves for warmth instead of style. Dinah rolled her eyes again. She was my best friend and taught English at Walter Beasley Community College. She claimed teaching English to rowdy freshmen had prepared her to deal with anything, including the Hookers' personalities. Dinah pointed to the green grass and orange trees loaded with fruit still visible in the low light. "Yes, it is February, but this is Southern California. What is it, maybe 55 degrees?" "Yes, dear, but you have to factor in the wind chill," Cece said, wrapping her charcoal gray shawl around her shoulders. "And look, the sun's setting. You know how the temperature drops in the evening." Adele stepped between them and turned toward Cece. "Are you kidding? Wind chill factor?" Adele nodded toward me. "Pink, I can't believe you're not saying anything." I tried to keep my smile intact, even though it grated on me that Adele insisted on calling me by my last name. She only called me Molly by mistake. Adele and I had had a problem since day one, when I'd been hired for the position at Shed and Royal Books and more that she wanted. She couldn't seem to see that I was more qualified to be the event coordinator, community relations person. I had experience in public relations, thanks to my late husband, Charlie's business. True, I hadn't really been a salaried employee for Charlie, but I had arranged launch parties at hotels and set up TV interviews for clients. Adele had just been a clerk at the bookstore. As a consolation, Mrs. Shed had given Adele kids' story time. Adele hadn't taken it well or given up. I'm not sure how it happened, but Adele had ended up working with me on some store events. "Yes, but this is the valley, and the temperature is always extreme compared to the other side of the hill," Cece was saying. There was some truth to that. We did bake in the summer and sometimes got frost in the middle of the night in winter. Technically, both sides of the hill, as the Santa Monica Mountains were referred to, were part of the city of Los Angeles, but the valley was considered a bunch of suburbs with all that it implied. Attempting to bring the debate to an end, I suggested we adjourn to the cafe at the bookstore. "Wait, you can't forget this," Sheila said, pointing at a brown paper grocery sack as Cece started to close the box of leftovers. Sheila spoke so fast she choked on her words, and she began to tap the fingers of her non-pointing hand on the table. Then she took the pointing hand